So, yeah, Megan's suicide ideation is a whole thing that, you know, she spoke about that. I think Jane Pauley, during the Jane Pauley interview a few days ago, Jane brought it up. Jane brought up Megan's suicide ideation because Megan and Harry were there to discuss their new initiative, the Parent Network. And it's all about, working with parents whose children are dealing with social media bullying and things like that, mental health issues and so on. So Jane asked Megan about that time when Megan was suicidal, when Megan told Oprah about that, that she felt suicidal. And I don't think Megan was expecting to be asked about that question. And apparently, according to some of her haters, after the interview, Megan was very upset with the producers and so on and so forth. I mean, whatever, right? This video is all about that whole suicide ideation thing. And look, I think that, that's not really so unusual. I mean, I would I would surmise that at least 60% of human beings, at least 60, possibly considerably more, have thought about suicide at least once, right? It's not that unusual, really, to feel like suicide is the best option when you're in certain types of situations. The moment passes, it always does. I mean, look, in my own life, I think about suicide in a whole sort of more detached and objective way. I think about getting old. For example, I look at some people who are suffering so much in their old age. And I'm just like in total shock about it. Like I sit there, I look at it, I contemplate it in a whole sort of detached way. Like, what if that were me? Or what am I going to do, let's say, when I'm that age and all of these things that are happening to this individual or that individual or this individual are happening to me, you know, because when I look at that as a relatively young person in relatively good health, and I look at the future of what is to come and what is possible, I'm going to have to be very honest with you. I do think about suicide as a solution. I think about, before, in Europe, there are certain countries. I don't remember exactly which one. I almost want to say it's Denmark or, one of those Scandinavian countries, or it might even be Belgium or one of those countries where you have the right to die. You have the right to commit suicide, right? So it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. And and I'm all for it. I'm all for this idea of, I mean, not in the case of like what Megan is talking about, suicide ideation, but like if you're old and you're suffering or you're sick, you're terminal illness, I don't see a point in sitting there going through this. I really don't. And in my personal situation, if that were my situation, I want out of here. Okay, I want out of here. I'm going to Scandinavia. I'm going to Brussels, whatever. I don't give a crap. Okay, I don't give a crap. There's that. So I think the point I'm making is that suicide is a subject matter that everybody thinks about, or many, many people think about at some point in time. And sometimes suicide is even, to me, a bloody well better solution than living. Okay. Now, in Megan's case, where, she felt suicidal because people were making her feel unwell, people were piling on her making her feel bad, making her not want to be here. It's tragic. I mean, that's that kind of suicidal ideation where you're otherwise perfectly healthy and people are putting you in a situation, in a mental situation where all you can think of is to get out of here, to die so that their lives will be better. Because really, that kind of suicide where people are bullying you and pushing you to the brink of your sanity, where you're thinking that your death will somehow alleviate something in someone else. It will make someone else happy for you to be dead. That's a whole different thing, isn't it? From the kind of suicide that I think about on a very objective basis is like when I get old and I'm not well, I'm not in good health. I'm on a bed, people are having to clean me. I'm wearing a diaper. I'm just like I'm not interested. I'm not interested, right? Get me out of here and get me out of here stat. I don't care whatever the means, just shoot me, right? But, in other situations like what Megan is talking about, it's a total tragedy to me. And it just breaks my heart. And then to have people not believe you, which, I think, again, that kind of suicide ideation, again, I do think at least 60% of people think about that at some point in time, whether it's because people are making them feel bad or just life is making you feel bad. I'm glad she stuck around and we still have this beautiful human being. And now she's trying to make a difference and to encourage other people and inspire them. And God bless you. God has blessed her with so many riches and in more ways than one, more ways than financial. And, keep going, Megan. Keep going. We love you. See you in the next one. Take care. Bye.